What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Super excited to make this video. I've been putting this video out for a while. If you've seen any of my stuff, I usually play guitar. There's my guitar, but I won't be playing my guitar in this one because I am afraid, to be honest. I want to push myself. I've been learning a lot from this guy named Kyle Sees, and the purpose of this video is to simply share what I've learned from him and basically get a discussion started. But more importantly, it's because I feel like, I don't know, there's something in me that needs to do it. It's been one of those things that keeps coming up. And I'm just a believer that if your body or mind keeps meditate for the airplane to pass. Alright, I probably just lost half my viewers doing that. But that's okay. If you're still here, I love you. Anyways, I'm doing this because it's uncomfortable. It's out of my comfort zone. And I'm a little nervous. So I'm just going to talk about something that's really near and dear to my heart. Kyle Sees. Sunglasses were dear to my heart. Now they're off. But basically, I'm just going to talk about what I've learned from him and why it's fucking awesome. And if you want to check him out, great. If not, we can still be friends. So one thing that I really like, it's super subtle, but it's simply falling in love with your problems. And that can be very challenging to do, especially if you've got this sort of pattern of like wanting to resist your problems. Like, fuck, I'm always scratching my feet and picking my bug bites or picking my face, or I'm always late. And then you're late. I'm late at least, and then I self-sabotage myself. I'm like, oh, I always got so late. So the simple trick is just to add, and I love that, or and I love it, or that, at the end of the sentence. For example, I'll be telling my girlfriend June, I'll be like, I feel like shit, and I love it. And usually it's not like this huge transformation, but it does make things just a little bit better, and it almost always provokes a smile for me. Like, I'll be like, oh, I'm so hungry and tired, and it's really hot out, and the AC broke, and I love it. And it breaks that pattern of, like, negative situation, negative thought, negative situation, negative thought, and then it's a story that you're stuck in. And it kind of helps with that upward spiral to get things moving in the right direction. So it's worked for me from Kyle Sees. All right, number thing 2 that I learned about Kyle Sees was we're all apple trees. And our role on this earth is just simply to be an apple tree and to produce apples. And apple and apple and apple and apple and apple. What does that mean if you're allergic to apples? I don't know. But the metaphor is basically you're an apple tree, and your job isn't really to compare yourself with other apple trees. Your job isn't to make pears or judge yourself on how good your apples are, or compare yourself, or work towards this fake future that we create in our minds. It's just simple. Produce apples. And I wrote a song about this, so if you want to check that out, it's, I don't know, somewhere on the internet. And it's called Apple Tree, I think. I actually bought a shirt with apples on it just so I could perform the song with that shirt on. So, number 2, you're an apple tree. Listen to the song for more because I feel like I talk about it a lot. I mean, the wisdom is in the song. Now whatever's coming through is some wisdom, some silliness. So it's up to you to decipher the two. But yeah, be an apple tree and just produce apples. Give your gift. We're all here to do something. If you look out in nature, you know, that's what nature does. It transforms, it changes, it turns colors, it falls, it rots, and then it's just this cycle. And so Kyle Sees talks a lot about just becoming an apple tree and just get your apples out of there. Like, this is one of my apples, and I was scared to do this because I thought that my apples were only music, and I feel like I had identified a lot being a musician. But good segue. Number 3, Kyle Sees tip is you are this present moment. So I realized that I am not my music. I am not the songs that I've written. I'm not this t-shirt and this outfit. I'm not this video, because every single moment is a chance to reinvent yourself. And it's hard and scary to admit that I'm not all these songs. Rasta Moses, Santa Buddha, you know, The Bum Gun. I have a lot of good songs. I'm really proud of them. But stepping into this place of uncertainty in the present moment and admitting that I'm more than those songs. Like, this present moment is infinite, and there's infinite creativity and ideas that can come through. such as the ones right now. Like, I didn't really plan for this. And the way he operates is just so inspiring, because he just steps on stage and he just goes into the flow state, and you can tell he's just got this infinite amount of material and jokes and metaphors and stories to pull from. And that's number 3. Kyle C's tip. You are this present moment, which is infinite. Number 4, the Kalego exercise. I'm trying to figure out if I should make up a new name for this, because I just feel like it's going to blow up. And the name is a bit silly, but basically Kyle and this guy Diego were doing this exercise, and then they just named it Kalego. But the exercise is to speak of the past. The exercise is to speak of the future as if it happened in the past. For example, if I'm scared to post up this video because I'm like, shit, what if nobody sees it? I don't know, maybe people are going to get mad at me because I'm giving them unsolicited advice. All these fears that are in my head basically convincing me to stay small and not to put up this video, I can try this exercise called Kalego. And then if I were to Kalego, you'd say, okay, I'm going to pretend like it's 5 days from now. I've already posted this video and like amazing things happen. So ready, go. So wow, after I posted that video on Kyle C's, it blew up and it got super viral on Facebook and everybody loved it. And then it ended up getting super high SEO rankings from Kyle C's. So now every time someone searches for Kyle C's, my name comes up. And now my whole social media following has grown, and it led to 2 new coaching clients. And so that's Kalegoing. So the point isn't exactly law of attraction and to like visualize what exactly is going to come true, but the point of that exercise is more to convince yourself that there's so much possible that we don't think about when we're in this fear, this doubt stage. When we have this calling, like, all right, I want to post a video, you have this feeling, your body kind of like lights up, it gets exciting. You know if you've ever felt that, it's like, I got to do this, because that comes from within. It's not out there. It's a feeling that comes from within your whole body. But then over time, especially if you have skeptical friends, that you say, hey, I want to make a video. And then like, oh, you're going to be one of those other people giving advice on the internet. And then you're like, oh, shit, maybe I shouldn't give a video. So however you have these doubts come up, maybe it's more of a personal self-sabotage. Oh, what if I post the video? What if nobody likes it? What if I get a lot of hate mail? What if people unfriend me? What if it's too long? Which it already is. But that's what Kalego is. It's supposed to just kind of like, if you're going to be in the mind that much, use the mind to your advantage so you can actually feel good and realize all of these beautiful possibilities. So that's number 4, Kalego. I'm probably not going to remember these, but let's move on to number 5. Do we have a number 5? That's what I'm thinking right now. Number 5 is, I guess we'll talk about meditation. So Kyle was big into meditating. I think he spent like a year or 2 years meditating for 2 hours a day. And what I really like about him is he's not this monk or this guru or someone who learned transcendental meditation and now started a center. He just like preaches meditation, but he doesn't really have like a lineage or any dogmatic affiliation with it. But essentially, he has a lot of practices where you just like sit and just observe your thoughts and don't do anything about it. You're not focusing on anything. You're not focusing on the heart. You're not trying to attain enlightenment. Rather, it's just like, just sit and watch the mind go crazy. And I meditate every day for like 10 to 15 minutes, but this past 2 years has been a lot of meditation in my journey. And at first I just thought it's like something I should do because it's healthy. And then it started to become more of a practice that I like felt, wow, this is really making me feel good. And now I use it for creativity. I'm about to use it right now when a plane comes, and it'll give me more ideas to finish this video. Probably just lost another half of my people watching. But anyways, in those moments, oh my gosh, I wish I could share how good it felt. Like, I'm talking, I'm getting lost, I'm rambling, like, what am I talking about? And then just that 5 seconds of stillness in my mind, it's like, it's just so beautiful, and it gives me a lot of clarity and creativity. So number 5, meditation. Number 6, asking this simple question: what could this imply? A lot of times when people get an insight, they start to go back into ego. They're like, oh, it's because I don't believe in myself. And then they're like, why didn't I think about that sooner? And that's basically just the ego getting back in the loop. Or like, oh, I'm such an idiot for not realizing that. And then you're back. Rather than go down that rabbit hole, you can just simply ask, what could that imply? So if I have an insight, or if somebody triggers me and I'm like, oh, every time I'm around so-and-so, I feel so emotional. And then instead of trying to explain or come up with a hypothesis, I just simply ask, what could that imply? And usually it leads to more insights and more truth. What could that imply? That saying, what could that imply, helps get more truth. I'm not sure if that was a good one. All right, number 7. The next thing that you ask, if you're a talker and you like to verbally work through your transformation, then this is a helpful one. 6 was, what could this imply? 7 is, what is trying to emerge from me? So he talks a lot about saying, what if the goal in life wasn't to feel happy, but it was just to feel? Meaning it's not meant to just be like, everything's amazing, hocus pocus, blah, blah, blah. But in order to have happiness, you need sadness. And so for happiness to exist, those are two sides of the same pole, if we're talking metaphorically. So happiness, sadness. And what if the goal isn't just to be on this side of the pole? The goal is just to feel whatever you're at along the pole. And that is a new concept to me. And actually, I'm reading a book by Osho who talks about something similar, where he says a lot of people chase happiness, but it's not till you chase truth where the happiness follows. Because you chase happiness, then you're missing out on the sad. There's so many more emotions to be felt. And if the goal in life was just to feel, then how would that change things? If you were sad, what if that wasn't necessarily a bad thing? What if we celebrated being sad? And I've said some things like this, and my family thinks I'm crazy, but I am. I mean, I'm making this video, but like sadness, pain, suffering, like those can all be beautiful. It's up to us to decide how we perceive them. Shakespeare said a lot of things. But what's the Shakespeare quote? I can't think of it right now, but nothing is good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. Thought I froze on you guys. Thank you, Rasta Moses, for bringing me the quote last minute. So yeah, that's number 7. What is trying to emerge out of me? If the goal is just to feel, then anytime something comes up, you don't have to freak out or be in resistance to it, because what if the goal is just, oh wow, I'm going to feel nervousness. And then you just feel that, and then you ask, what is trying to emerge out of me? It's like, nervous energy, or fear of failure, or whatever. So that's number 7. What is trying to emerge out of me? And I think that's going to be it for this video. So as you can tell, I'm kind of new at this. I didn't really prepare much, but I do feel called to share more tips and informations of a lot of these authors and teachers that I've been learning from for the past 2 years. I've kind of been in this cocoon of like learning stuff that just like blows my freaking mind. And because it's so mind-blowing, I haven't felt ready to share it with anybody, because I'm still trying to figure out what the F I believe. And yeah, so if you found this video helpful, shoot me a message. Would love to keep the conversation going. And send it to a friend if they found it helpful. And if you want to talk more about these topics, or if there's anything you think I can help you with, let me know, because I'll be happy to help. And I love you. So thank you so much. It's a pretty long video, 14 minutes. Next time I'll keep it shorter.